We begin tonight at 6 with the family of a fallen deputy seeking damages for his death.
The son of Deputy John Durham filed a wrongful death lawsuit in Marion County after an attempt to sue the Marion County Sheriff's Office failed in federal court. Rich and I live in studio here to explain who's targeted in this new lawsuit.
So there was a federal judge who ruled that the family could not sue the Marion County Sheriff's Office because the job includes inherent risk and danger. This new state lawsuit goes after Eskenazi Hospital and Cintas Corporation. The video from 2 years ago is disturbing. Deputy John Durham had just returned with inmate and murder suspect Orlando Mitchell to the jail from Eskenazi Hospital. Durham was attacked and died of strangulation. Mitchell faces a death penalty murder trial in August 2026. Durham's adult son is suing Eskenazi Hospital and the Cintas Corporation. The family attorney says Mitchell's restraints were allegedly removed during his medical exam at the hospital. There was a scuffle, and the lawsuit claims Eskenazi officers were negligent.
It's our understanding that the security or other personnel from Eskenazi failed to reasonably and properly re-handcuff the prisoner in a way that would prevent the attack from happening.
The lawsuit also says Cintas failed to properly maintain the jail's AED devices. They are used to shock a person's heart during an emergency. The attorney says 2 AEDs failed and a third arrived too late to help Deputy Durham.
It's our understanding from the coroner's report and from the hospital records that had one of the first 2 AEDs worked, there was a substantial likelihood that it may have saved his life.
The attorney says the sheriff's office failed to follow multiple procedures. For instance, Deputy Durham should not have been transporting a violent offender alone. But a federal judge ruled in March the family could not sue the sheriff's office.
It's important to get justice for the family and for John Durham Sr. It's also important to make sure we identify these failures, because the only way to prevent them from happening in the future is to find out what happened. Why did these failures happen?
Eskenazi Hospital says it cannot comment on pending litigation, and I did not hear back today from the attorneys for the Cintas Corporation. Now, Mitchell was already in jail at this time awaiting trial for the murder of his ex-girlfriend, Crystal Walton, and he was sentenced in April to 66 years in prison for that murder.
All right, Rich, thanks so much. Changes could be coming to curfew hours here in Indianapolis after that deadly mass shooting last weekend downtown left 2 teens dead and 5 others injured.
At the City County Council last night, a proposal to enact stricter curfews was introduced. Emily Longnecker explains what the changes could mean for kids and their parents. Emily.
Well, Ann and Scott, right now it's important to remember that this is just a proposal that has to go through the committee process where changes could be made, and then it would go in front of the entire Indianapolis City County Council. Now that next meeting isn't set until the first Monday in August. So if this proposal follows that timeline, these new curfew hours would not be in place here downtown for some of the big events that we have coming up where thousands are expected, namely the WNBA All-Stars and the IBE Summer Celebration. Now, if and when stricter curfew laws are put in place, it would mean teens ages 15 to 17 must be off the streets by 11 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Sunday through Thursday, the curfew would start at 9 p.m. For kids under 14 and under, a curfew would go into effect at 9 p.m. 7 days a week. Violating the curfew is not a criminal offense, so kids or their parents can't be charged criminally for violating the curfew hours. The law does allow police to detain a child for being out after hours until they can locate their parents to come and get them. Under the proposal introduced in front of council, parents whose children violate curfew repeatedly would be required to take a parenting class. Any changes to the state's curfew law to put criminal penalties in place would have to come at the state level from state lawmakers.
A lot of people in the state legislature don't live in Indianapolis, and so they live in communities where large amounts of youth don't gather. But I would certainly recommend that they take a look at the curfew statutes so that we can better inform and better protect the young people of our communities.
And when it comes to this past weekend's deadly shooting, at this point, there have been no arrests directly related to the case. And if police know why this all started, what the motive is at this point, they are not saying. Ann, Scott?
All right, Emily reporting live for us downtown. Thanks. You might have seen them. There are new billboards all across the city that are bringing attention to the detainment of undocumented immigrants here in Indianapolis. Live Free Indiana paid for the signs. It says, fund our future, don't force us apart. Community leaders say they want to inform people about the sheriff's office working with ICE, and they believe these billboards are the most effective way to do just that. Today, 13 News reached out to the sheriff's office in response to the new boards, but they didn't respond.
A warm Tuesday afternoon for central Indiana. Temperatures still in the low to mid 80s. We have 84 at Morse Reservoir, 86 Carmel and Indianapolis, 85 Brown County, and 87 degrees in Crawfordsville. Victory Field, the place to be tonight. It is dollar menu night, 7:05 first pitch. Warm but not too muggy. Temperatures in the mid 80s. Fever tomorrow. It is a noon tip-off at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. We'll be dodging a few spotty showers and thunderstorms from start to finish tomorrow. Those storms for now out to our west. You can see them across the central sections of Illinois. This is forecast to weaken as it starts to move our way over the next several hours. I'll continue the timeline, talk about that Wednesday storm chance in a few minutes.
All right, we'll see you in a little bit, Angela. Thanks. Tonight at 6, a woman is now dead after a driver hit her early this morning on the southwest side of Indianapolis.
Police say she was walking along Kentucky Avenue when it happened. Our Samantha Johnson is looking into her death and what some people are now calling a pedestrian safety crisis in Indy.
It was a dark and quiet overnight on Kentucky Avenue when just after 3 a.m.
2810 Kentucky Avenue, pedestrian struck.
A woman hit by a man in an SUV, shoes left scattered in the street. Metro Police say Pamela Shoemaker died at the hospital. The driver stayed at the scene, according to police. And as investigators arrived, we talked to them about the busy street right into downtown Indianapolis.
This area is lit really well in some places and not so well in others. I think I measured if she had been 40 yards farther south, there are 3 lights that really light the area well. She's 40 yards farther north, and she was in a darker area and was struck by the SUV.
Indy Pedestrian Safety Crisis monitors incidents across the city. So far this year, they report drivers have hit 366 people. Shoemaker is one of at least 11 people killed. Indy Ped Crisis has signs like this one around Indianapolis. Right now, they're working alongside the Vision Zero Task Force, which hopes to make Indy streets safer for everyone by cutting down on deaths and injuries by 2035. Right now, there are 25 different strategies with 75 different action items to go with them. The plan is expected to be voted on this fall.
It's definitely a risk that I think I acknowledge every time that I get on a bike, but I hate that it has to be that kind of risk.
Sarah Larson bikes with the Upland Brewing cycling team. Just last week, one of her former teammates was hit and killed in North Carolina. She says it's a fear and a reality, and we can all do better on the roads.
When drivers get behind the wheel, that they are fully present.
Light clothing and reflective vests are very, very helpful to help drivers be able to spot you.
Pamela Shoemaker was 42 years old. In Indianapolis, Samantha Johnson, 13 News.
Activists also say that cyclists need to have both front and rear lights, so not only you can see, but also you can be seen.
We've just learned the names of the 3 people who were killed in a Boone County crash over the weekend. Jace, Rodney, and Cynthia Bryant were found trapped after 2 cars crashed along State Road 32 near 500 West in Lebanon. All 3 were pronounced dead at the scene. The people in the other car were rescued and taken to the hospital. So far, police have not said what caused that crash.